Come on! Yeah! What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It is Hainsey coming back from another video. Today, we're here to preview this Saturday's clash at Allianz Stadium between the Sydney Roosters, my boys, and the New Zealand Warriors. They're here to help me today to represent the New Zealand Warriors all the way over there in South Australia. It's the great Hold the Ball. Hold the Ball, thanks so much for your time. How you been?
Look, man, first and foremost, again, let's hold the ball. And yeah, look, I'm excited, man. Thank you again, dude, for the intro. I'm good, bro. I'm absolutely ready to dig into this one here, bro.
Yeah, 100%. It's going to be a great afternoon. Obviously, I will be attending a little bit of breaking news. We'll be attending this Saturday at Allianz Stadium. It's going to be great to be back down there to support the boys. Obviously, wasn't planned to. Obviously, I was going to be down there next weekend for the Roosters Rabbitohs, but I thought after last week's loss to the Dolphins, I thought the boys need the support they need. So I'll head down, fly in, fly out on the Saturday, come back Saturday night. So it's going to be good. So we'll quickly start off with you hold the ball. The Warriors, great win over the Newcastle Knights over there in Wellington. If you want to take it away, how do you reckon the boys went last weekend?
Yeah, look, last week, as we all know, round one is always a time where people are very apprehensive, you're uncertain, you're feeling confident. And I suppose for myself, there was nothing more simpler than we just have to win, right? Again, no disrespect to the Knights, but I thought it was a game where the Warriors at home, in Wellington, of course, not the spiritual home ground, but I just thought it was a game we had to win. Now, the game overall for me, it wasn't the prettiest win. However, it was a win. And in round one, sometimes that's all you've got to, somewhat take. And I suppose as well with the game, I really liked the forwards in particular, the likes of Jackson Ford, some of the new recruits as well, Marata Nukore, the likes of Dylan Walker. And I suppose overall the boys were just shaped well. There was a bit of composure. But what I really loved particularly was the defense. And despite the Knights, in my opinion anyway, definitely throwing a lot. Overall, just to wrap it up, I just think for mine that the game was good. And I was really pleased with the defense at the end. And again, having a win round one, no matter against who it is always a good confidence booster heading into the week after.
Yeah, 100%. Obviously, I was at Suncorp to see the boys lose to the Dolphins. Look, it wasn't a great performance. Like I said in the review on yesterday, that we were just flat. I thought the forwards for the Dolphins really were just were better than us. Big moments in that game there where they aced. What are your thoughts on that game against the Dolphins and the Roosters? What are your thoughts on that one?
Bro, look, I tipped you guys. I think most of Australia tipped the Roosters to win that one.
Yeah.
I was really disappointed because I could somewhat see the wheels sort of changing, especially when Galfusi was making those hits. Right, as soon as Galfusi was making those big hits, I thought, okay, something not good is happening here for the Roosters, and that's exactly what happened. Momentum changed. At the end, I just think the physicality of the Dolphins, you guys just couldn't match it, and unfortunately, a lot of the lack of hold the ball, right? A lot of drop balls, unforced errors was crazy. Yeah. It was very un-Roosters-like, especially when you see the media, right, talking about you guys. Respectfully, I don't want to say too much here, but I have huge respect for the Roosters, not just because you're here, but I just generally don't mind them. And to see you guys go in that way against the Dolphins was somewhat, in my opinion, disappointing to see. However, in saying that though, it's just round one. Premiership's not won in round one, right? So, yeah.
100%, yep.
Yeah, it is what it is. Well done to the Dolphins.
Yeah, it was a great win for him, and I wish them all the best this season. I think it's going to be tough for them to consistently do this for 27 rounds, so we'll see how they go. All right, we'll quickly jump straight into the team news for this weekend. If you want to, we'll get it on screen here. If you want to take away the Warriors lineup because you're the away side. So if you want to go through the team news and have a little bit of discussion on that. So hold the ball. It's over to you, mate. Take it away.
No worries, bro. All right. So the fullbacks, is Charles Nicole Cookstad. And the wings are Edward Gossi as well as Marcelo Montoya. And the centers, you have Braden Williami as well as Adam Pompey. In the halves, you have Temari Martin and Sean Johnson. In the props, you have Adam Funnell-Blake as well as Mitchell Barnett. In the hooking position, Wade Egan. In the second rows, you have Jackson Ford as well as Marata Nukore. And at lock, you have Toy Harris, who's also the captain. In the interchange, you have Dylan Walker, Bunty Alfoa, Josh Curran, Tom Ale, and your 18th man, Williami Vailea.
There you go. Very, very good side there. I honestly rate Josh Curran. Obviously, there was one game in particular where we played the I think when he was playing for the Roosters, we played Melbourne Storm, and I think he had a blinder. It was that game where the likes of Satili Tupanua with that run down the through the middle and Golden Point to get us over the line, which was it was very good. And I really rate Josh Curran. Yeah, he's a great player. We'll go through the Roosters lineup. Fullback James Tedesco, skipper Daniel Tupou, Joseph Suali'i, the big name back Joseph Manu, along with Jackson Polo on the wing, Luke Keary and Sam Walker in the halves. The front row of Lindsay Collins, Brennan Smith the Cheese, and Fletcher Baker. Egan and Nat Butcher in the back row, and Victor the Inflictor Radley surprisingly has been named. The bench, this is where I get really concerned. Jake Turpin, Drew Hutchinson, Nafua White, Terrell May, and our 18th man is Corey Allen, and we've got our reserves there, Ben Thomas, Sandon Smith, Sua Wong, and Ellie El Zakum. So we'll go through it quickly. Obviously, the big news, Joseph Manu is back into the side. No Jarrah Hargreaves as well this weekend, which is unfortunate for us, but hopefully he's back next week, and we need him back next week for the game against the Rabbitohs. Obviously, we come into this game I think it's not too bad odds for the Warriors. I think it's like $1.60 for the Roosters and $3.20 for the Warriors. So it's not bad value there for the Warriors this weekend. Obviously, you can see on screen there it's 2 p.m., but this is in Queensland time. It'll be 3 p.m. New South Wales time, and I believe 2:30 for you in South Australia. Is that correct?
That's correct, bro.
Yeah, daylight savings. I hope Easter comes sooner rather than later, so we can just go back on normal times. What are your thoughts on our interchange bench? We've got Jake Turpin, Drew Hutchinson, Nafua White, and Terrell May. Do you reckon that was the problem last week, having a weak bench that we weren't able to go continue on from the good start from both Matt Lodge and Lindsay Collins?
Yeah, look, I suppose that the bench, right, it usually is the players that come from the bench are the ones that either try to shift momentum or try to keep it, right? And you're right. I don't think they could quite do their job, unfortunately, there for the bench there. In saying that, though, look, your bench is probably not the strongest bench, to be honest with you. Again, you've got some big outs too. Jared Whitehair-Hargreaves is a big out, don't get me wrong. He literally is a game changer for you guys. However, as it stands at face value, it's probably a bench, respectfully, that I wouldn't be too afraid of. However, it is the Roosters, and we all know what you guys can do on a good day. So I'm going to trade my words here.
Yeah, I think we need a response from Robbo and the boys. So I think the fact that we got Joey Manu back as well, which is great, it's going to sort out our right edge. Also, I do like Fletcher Baker. He's a really handy player. Obviously, we're going to miss Matt Lodge. He's out for 4 to 6 weeks with I don't know what exactly he's done, like something to do with fractured. I don't think it's a jaw, but it's like he's done something to his face somewhere. But yeah, it's a big out, and we've really rated Matt Lodge since he's come to the Roosters. Obviously, you probably won't like him as much because he did leave halfway through the Warriors last season. But yeah, it's a big loss. But yeah, last week against the Dolphins, we weren't, having both Corey Allen and Jake Turpin did not work. And I think you need to have 3 forwards, and then you have Jake Turpin as your utility to come on there. So and then we got Drew Hutchinson as well. I think it's Drew Hutchinson who's on the bench as well. That doesn't work either. Like, why have both of them there? And I think that might be a few changes into the lineup come come Saturday. Obviously, I think the question mark in this lineup is going to be Victor Radley. Obviously, he got a concussion. I wouldn't say a severe one, but he did have a head knock, and he obviously didn't come back on against the Dolphins on Sunday. And it's a 6-day turnaround from Sunday to Saturday, so he's racing the clock. He is named, and he has to go pass through all the concussion protocol. What are your thoughts on the independent doctor and the HIA rules in the NRL? Obviously it helped you guys last week with Kalen Ponga off the field with late stages, but are you a fan of the independent doctor and taking field players off, for example?
Yeah, look, for sure. Just firstly as well, apologies for not talking to the Warriors as well. So if you don't mind, we'll definitely go back to them. So my bad for not talking about them as well, bro. But
we will get to the Warriors. We'll get to the Warriors, 100%.
And back to your question. Look, it is tough. It's a tough line to sort of walk on here because one thing, you have the players who obviously train. All they know is NRL. They sleep, breathe, eat, repeat NRL, right? As we all know. However, the doctors, they're trained medics, right? They know what they're doing. They do, or if they wouldn't be in that position. It really is about players' welfare versus what the player wants to do. And it's a very tough line there to cross. Now, going back to the Kalen Ponga example. Now, was I happy that he got set away? You bet your bottom dollar I was. I was curious. You bet your bottom. Yeah. But should he have been? I don't know. Like, again, it's player versus doctor, and it's a bit too much here to talk about. Apart from just the fact that I don't know, is there really a right and a wrong here? Because it's a tough one. I can't answer that one personally, bro. It's tough. I don't know.
Yeah, it's a tough one. Yeah. Obviously we'll find if we go on the base of a player and the trainer on the field, you're gonna try and beat the system kind of thing, keep them on the field. So I think it's good that we want to protect the players and it will come to a stage there where one player will get severely concussed that it affects his life, and eventually it'll come to a time where they're going to sue the NRL. If this isn't in place, it's going to be a field day for lawyers. So it's good though that they've got this in place so they can protect themselves, the NRL, and they can protect the players, which is good to see. So we'll get into the Warriors lineup again. We'll get back to the share screen in a sec. So we go for the Warriors. Are you happy with the starting 17 this weekend? Any changes that you can see from last week, or is it the same side?
Look, this squad is basically unchanged. It's basically the same squad that went up against the Knights. Now, granted, the likes of Edward Gosti always makes me sort of feel a bit half and half. However, it wasn't too bad a game. Now, again, consistency from the halves. That's exactly what I'm looking for when the Warriors play, particularly when they line up against your boys. The likes, just that combination play. We'll have to wait and see what happens. I do say, though, I am a big you mentioned Josh Curran. You're a fan of Josh Curran. I'm a Josh Curran fan. All right. I'm his number one fan, bro. I love what he does, what he produces. Now, it's really interesting that he's coming off the bench. Obviously, Jackson Ford has done well to cement his spot, in my opinion. However, again, I just hope that Josh Curran isn't playing less minutes because he didn't play much the last game, and I wasn't too pleased about that. Josh Curran is a player that thrives on momentum, that thrives on the longer he plays, the better he gets. The more he plays, you know what he's like. He's a good, brilliant player. So I'm hoping he plays more games. The forward pack in particular, look, Wade Egan leading at the helm over there, dummy half. I'm happy. The squad overall, look, I can't complain. It is what it is. Because there's no changes, you just have to wait and see what happens against the Roosters. But overall, yeah, I'm happy. I'm happy with the squad. The bench as well, all good. Keen as to see what happens.
Yeah, 100%. All right, we'll get into the business end. We'll go through our predictions and all that. Obviously, we saw the blueprint on how to beat the Roosters on last Sunday. For you Warriors fans, hold the ball. Is it the same thing? Is it the same way to beat the Roosters through the middle?
Oh yeah, I suppose through the middle and just watch him drop the ball, bro. Just do nothing. Just stand back.
Yeah,
drop the ball. No, I'm kidding. No, look. Look, it's a tough one because, the Roosters, without their full-strength squad, Tupou Niwa, Jared White, Hargreaves, again, it's really hard to sort of, conduct an analysis per se. But, yes, generally speaking, with the Roosters against the Dolphins, yeah, you perhaps you go through the middle. But then the Roosters are that type of team that one week they play like utter rubbish, and then the next week they play like a team that's grand final bound. So, again, I just don't know. But yes, going through the middle, I think, is probably the best part. Exposing their bench as well, in particular, trying to, again, sway that momentum in our way. But definitely hard hitting, pressuring you boys, trying all we can. And again, I think making sure we run at least an average 100+ meters will go well in our favor, in my opinion.
Yeah, definitely. Well, obviously, we've got that. Our back five is probably, our back line is basically full strength. That's probably the best that we're able to fill the park in our outside backs. But you can't win games of football if our middle isn't winning the game through the middle. So if our forwards aren't winning the middle, you're not going to win games of footy. And it showed that against the Dolphins. We weren't winning the ruck. And Jerry Marshall-King had a field day last week, and Wade Egan can easily do that again and catch us out napping. And who knows? Like, I just want to see a better performance this weekend. But look, we do have a good forward pack still. It's just that interchange bench is leaking a little bit. It's a bit weak, but if we can win the middle early and get on top early, we should be okay. Like those outside, those outside backs are just incredible. Like that back line there can easily win a comp, and we can still win the comp, and I love how everyone's writing us off after one game, and we do have some players that come back. We get Jared, hopefully he's back next week. I don't know how long Angus Crichton's going to be. Hopefully it's 6 weeks, like it said. I keep saying it every time we talk about him. Wish him all the best. I hope he gets the help he needs. So Tilly Tupanua and Billy Smith back in May. So I guess that's fine. You get them back at the back end of the season, which is good. So as long as we can, keep that consistent rate until our full strength is available, we should be fine. And I think, we need to really bounce back after that loss against the Dolphins, and have some momentum leading into the biggest game next week against the Rabbitohs at Allianz. So hold the ball. Obviously, you're going to tip the Warriors. A score prediction. How the Warriors win this game, and what would be your score?
Yeah, I'm tipping the Warriors. The only reason why I'm tipping the Warriors is because I suppose you guys are wounded. Now, I don't think we've beaten you guys since round 4 of 2018. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that's literally the last time we won. And I think we had a big win over you guys there over in Allianz the year you guys.
Yes, it was Easter. The Easter Saturday game? Yes, I remember that game. Yeah, it was a good day for you guys, and could easily see that again. But yeah, it was a good result for you guys there. So, but yeah, what's your scoreline here?
Yeah, look, I think it'll be a tight one. I think it'll be a tough arm wrestle, but I'm hopeful that the Warriors take this out. I reckon 16 points to 12. That's what I reckon. It's gonna be an arm wrestle. I think defense is going to be really big here, but I think the Warriors managed to take it off. However, in saying that, never turn your back on a wounded Rooster, all right? Because you guys are definitely ready. But and saying that too, just quickly as well, Joseph Manu tends to have really good games against the Warriors, and I'm not happy that he's on the field. Why did he have to play this week? Why couldn't he play it against the Rabbitohs? I'm not happy. I'm actually really hacked off, bro. But that's just the way it goes. He's the X factor, and he knows how to weave his way through our backline defense. Just quickly as well, you talk about backline. The Warriors backline compared to the Roosters, it's night and day. It's I can't even compare the two. All right, it's you guys are just it's. I'm worried. That's all I'm going to say.
Well, I think Charles Nicoll-Klokstad had a great game in his first game back for the Warriors as well. So there's still some good players on the park there for the Warriors, no doubt about it. So, but yeah, look, it's going to be a great game. Cannot wait for it. Obviously, Roosters should win this game. I'm going to say the same thing like I said last week when we should have beaten the Dolphins. I think it would be an arm wrestle early, and then the outside backs, and I think we'll just have a little bit too much class for the Warriors, and I think it'll be 30-18. It'll be really high scoring. And I think we'll get off to a good start. The Warriors will set themselves up, stay in the contest as long as they can, and then eventually the Roosters should come over the top of them. It's going to be a great day at Allianz. It's our first game back at Allianz as well, so it's going to be great. It's going to be another hot one too. Last week, I don't know if you saw last week's game. I was sitting in the sun all afternoon. It was just a scorching day at Suncorp, and then Saturday 3 p.m. at Allianz as well. And apparently there's a heat wave in Sydney this weekend as well. So I'm looking forward to it at the same time. Not looking forward to it being in the sun all day. So that's going to wrap up our preview for the Roosters and Warriors clash. I really appreciate Hold the Ball coming on. Make sure you guys subscribe, like to him as well. He's got some fantastic content, all Warriors related. So link will be in the bio. So go check him out. We'll definitely see each other at Magic Round. Can't wait for that as well. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you're new around here, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn notifications on to see more videos like this one. We are on the road to 1,000 subscribers. We're currently at 671, which is I think we've had about 32 since the start of the season. So it's really going up in numbers so far. So it's really great. Hold the Ball, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it.
No, you're absolutely welcome. Thank you again for having me, and I appreciate the dialogue. And best luck to whoever wins, but it's going to be good nonetheless.
Yeah, 100%. All right, guys, we're going to get out of here. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. Next week, the big preview between the Roosters and the Rabbitohs. We've got 4 content creators coming on, including myself. We've got 2 Rabbitohs fans, which I don't want them on here, but they are here, and we've got also another Roosters fan to back me up. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoy it, and I'll see you guys in the next one. But until then, it's goodbye for now.